tinting the windshield ought to be illegal. But number two, legal is 20%. Why is it legal for that shop to install it?
Yeah, they shouldn't be able to sell it.
This wasn't just some
This was a shop.
Yeah, this was a
an actual business.
Yeah, this wasn't in some dude's driveway.
I mean, if pot's not legal, it's not legal for you to sell it in a place of business. So why is this different? You shouldn't be able to...
Yeah, and you know, if they did limos, hey, that's one thing, but they knew this fucking car in damn limo. Yeah, it's exactly the same. So that's always kind of bothered me.
Are we done with this one?
Yeah, I guess.
Okay, I have a crime story that I came across.
There goes that.
Yeah.
All right.
And it was.
In case anyone's wondering, Brandy got a brand new hip this week.
And Brandy is still just a little bit fucked up.
Yeah, apparently it fucked with her upper body coordination. Because she just knocked that fucking microphone over.
It does. It did. This lady, her name was Colleen Ritzer. She was 24 years old, and she was a math teacher at Danvers High School. She was really dedicated and connected with her students. She would stay after school and tutor. And so...
Why is that funny?
Because Ross is thinking about banging. I know my husband. Shit. On October 22nd of 2013, she asked one of her students, Philip Chisholm, who was 14 years old, to stay after school to talk to her. No.
To talk to her.
Real quick, because I was looking at something when you started talking. Is this somebody locally?
No.
Okay, because I saw something locally, and I was like, I don't know if that's real or not.
No,
Talk about the teacher.
No, this is dark shit, y'all. To stay after school to talk to her because he was like having some problems in class. And he had just moved there from Clarksville, Tennessee, and he was shy and didn't have a lot to say. And she was just trying to see if everything was okay.
He was a shy serial killer, and
well, I mean.
So another student that was in the classroom was being tutored said that the guy got visibly upset when Miss Ritzer tried to start a conversation about where he had come from in Tennessee. She attempted to change the topic because she noticed he was like uber disturbed, and she didn't exactly know why. They still don't know why, but they do think that it was because his parents had gone through like a really contentious divorce, and it just like was triggering for him, I guess. I don't know. So apparently I talk faster than that. So anyway, just before 3 p.m., Mrs. Ritzer headed to the bathroom. Minutes later, on the surveillance cameras, you see Chisholm leave the classroom. The cameras captured him walking towards a women's bathroom with his hood concealing most of his face.
Okay.
And then it shows the footage, and she's just walking along, and he like looks around.
Oh,
and
I know that story.
And as he entered the bathroom, he pulled gloves over his hand, and he pulled out a box cutter.
He just randomly happened to have a set of fucking gloves.
Oh, it wasn't random.
The school surveillance camera captured Chisholm calmly exiting the bathroom with a blood-soaked hand.
I guess those gloves didn't work then.
Yeah, guess not. And then you see him running down the hall, and he had allegedly packed a change of clothes, a mask and gloves.
Oh, shit.
And the box cutter before attending school that day.
Well done.
You see him just going down the hall, talking to another kid. Then he comes back with the big wheelie bin, like, for, like,
trash
waste
can.
management.
Right.
He brings that down the hall, goes into the bathroom
Damn,
with it.
he really thought this through.
Yeah, he did. And goes into the bathroom. Then you see him come out. Then security cameras show him rolling the bin containing her body to a nearby wooded area. Here's one thing that I thought was really chilling.
Nobody thought that was odd at the time.
He passes another teacher.
wow.
And they said she was alive at this point.
Oh.
He had slashed her throat and cut her 20-something times and raped her.
Jesus.
But she was still, I think, alive. Then you see him come out of the woods, and
He literally walks by a teacher, like out
Pulling
in the
it.
parking lot, pulling that trash can.
Shite.
and then he comes out of the
And
woods.
the teacher didn't think, hey, why are you doing that? Why are you pulling that through the fucking parking lot?
Like we don't have, like...
That's a bit out of the ordinary,
Yeah.
and you're not a janitor.
and then
He looked to be on his phone.
Yeah. And
yeah,
then,
right then I'd have been like, "Hey, fucker, put your phone down for a second. Let me ask you."
No. The teacher was on his phone.
Gotcha. Okay.
So then they see him on camera come into the school, looking all disheveled, barefooted.
What, he uses shoes to fucking whatever?
Yeah. So apparently he came in the bathroom and scared her from behind. He slashed her throat 16 times and brutally raped her.
Jesus.
Another student apparently walked in during the attack, but abruptly left, thinking they had seen someone changing. I don't understand.
Are they stupid?
Yes. Yes, they are.
I don't. When Philip was seen outside the school, I already said that rolling the thing, they think she was still alive. Then he takes her into the woods. Come on. He dumped her body in a wooded ground like adjacent to the school.
How would you like to be that motherfucker that walked in knowing that if you would have actually
that you could have
spent just a split second looking, you could have possibly prevented that.
Because they think when she went out.
I'd hate to be that person.
Oh my God, that would be horrific.
Yeah.
So then, not only was it enough that he raped her and he murdered her, he posed her in the woods. He shoved a tree branch inside of her.
Jesus Christ.
Then he posed her body in a sexual, sexually gross way with her shirt pulled up and her legs spread before leaving a note at the scene that said, "I hate you all."
Wow.
Mm-hmm. And this is a 14-year-old, y'all.
Okay, he needs to.
It's not over.
Oh, okay.
He left the scene on foot with his jeans covered in blood. He used her card to buy fast food and a movie ticket.
Okay.
And Philip was found walking shortly after midnight.
Because nothing helps you unwind after a brutal murder like some chicken nuggets in a movie.
Walking along the highway, the police searched the backpack and found the bloody box cutter. I don't know if the teacher reported, I did see. He told the officer that the blood came from the girl. They also found Miss Ritzer's credit card and her underwear in his possession. He was charged and arrested and charged with rape, robbery, and murder. Okay. And so then, while he's awaiting trial, in 2014, they put him in a juvenile detention center. Oh. And he did it again.
Jesus Christ.
In the juvenile detention
This
center.
girl lived, thank God, because he took off his shoes so his shoes wouldn't make a noise, and he came up behind her in the locker room and started stabbing her and raping her. And another employee heard the commotion and came in and saved her. And so she survived.
They need to go ahead and put this kid down.
He needs to be under the fucking jail.
Yeah, they need to march his ass outside and put a bullet in his head and call that one done. You're not gonna reform from that.
No.
There's no coming back. There's not a human soul in there. No. That's evil.
Yeah.
I mean,
that is
this kid. I mean, he's just a 14-year-old kid.
That is straight psychopathy.
I mean, I just thought that, and that like you said, the way he planned it, you couldn't even say that it was
To be fair, the best way to deal with him would be cut his throat 16 times, rape him, and then shove a tree branch up his ass and let him bleed out.
No, road flare.
And here's what, he did this twice, right? He didn't get life.
What the fuck?
What?
No, he got 40 years in prison. So he'll be out as a 50-year-old man.
Yeah.
For murder, for all of that shit.
Murder, rape.
2 rapes, 2 assaults, 1 murder, all of which
one attempted murder
should have been first
Good thing
degree.
he didn't
on
have
all
any
of them.
weed on him. He'd be in for life.
Yeah, no shit.
I wish he had of. But I mean, 40 years. So 40. I get it. 40 years sounds like a long time.
We didn't want to ruin his life.
But he'll still be young enough
to do it again.
To do some damage.
Yeah.
And he'll just be out.
Well, and he'll just be worse.
Yeah, because of everything that happened to him in there.
Prison.
I was just like, I thought that was so chilling because how young he was and the fact that he had a plan. I mean, he just wanted to hurt somebody.
See, certain parts. All right, so normally I'm not a fan of the minimum mandatory sentencing. I think a lot of times it does way more harm than good.
Yeah.
Excuse me. However, with that type of shit ought to have a minimum of life without parole.
I think so.
Because there is Actually, he should have gotten the death penalty.
I think so.
And the expedited one. There is video evidence. He confessed. He tried to do it again. Be like, nah, motherfucker. Tomorrow morning, you're getting the needle, and fuck you, and we hope you rot in hell.
I mean, and like, this was a depraved crime. This wasn't like a crime of passion or any.
That was thought out.
Yeah,
that was
calculated,
planned.
depraved, twisted as fuck.
I mean, crimes of passion. I almost not. Big almost.
Yeah.
Give them a pass because when you see red, a lot of times there's not a lot you can do. You know, I mean, you just kind of hold on for the ride, and what happens. Rape is never a crime of passion, period.
Because it's not even about sex.
Yeah. But that was fucking planned out.
I just don't understand how a kid gets to be that evil at 14.
I don't know.
That's a buttload of evil at 14.
I bet if it were known, there was a rash of small animal deaths in his other town.
You know it.
Because that shit doesn't just pop up.
You don't start with something like that.
Yeah. You don't lead in with murder, rape and murder. So...
And I just thought that was...
I wonder if there was any sexual...
That's what I was wondering, like, had he been victimized? Not that I don't care. I mean, I care, but I'm not saying that gives him a pass. There's no excuse for what he did.
It explains it. It doesn't give him a pass, but it explains.
I would have cared right up until he assaulted that teacher.
Right. That's what I'm
After
saying.
that, fucking sorry.
You know, I mean, being victimized doesn't mean you get a free pass to hurt people.
Nope.
It can be a diagnostic tool. It can be a way to find out how to be, mentally healthier. But no, it doesn't mean you get to go, well...
Oh, well.
And a lot of people use it that way, but I don't agree with it at all.
Yeah.
I felt so bad for her family and friends to know that her end was like that, to know how she was humiliated and brutalized. It was, and she was a beloved. It was, a small town, but may she rest in peace and may he burn in hell.
Yeah.
So, what do y'all think should happen to a kid who goes into a school and starts shooting, doesn't kill anybody?
How old a kid?
15, 17?
Oh, not a like
teenager.
Man, that's hard because he didn't kill anybody, but he meant to.
Yeah. And it was just because shit didn't work out.
Yeah.
4 people were injured. Only 2 were shot.
Then how the fuck were 4 people
probably trampled?
All right.
Should he just be released on bond?
No, hell no.
Because that's what happened in Texas.
Are you fucking kidding me?
Yeah, the thing in Texas, he's out on bond.
Shooting, he's out on $75,000 bond.
Yeah.
I have nothing. Like, are you fucking kidding me? I mean, I thought you were asking, should he go to life? I was trying to think about...
No, this is the thing that just happened.
I know but I didn't know that he was out on bond.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't do a 72-hour mental health hold or something?
Shit.
Because it hadn't even been that long.
No.
I was in the hospital.
Yeah, that was earlier this week.
Yeah.
That's I don't know what kind of ragtag bullshit they're fucking running down there, but whoever granted him bond needs to seriously be looked at by the ethics board.
That is sickening. And like what?
I mean, it's not like he accidentally discharged a...
Right.
It's not like he brought a gun to school and...
Somebody said he was using it for protection because he had been bullied.
Okay.
I don't doubt that he was bullied, but
that you still can't bring a gun to school.
That's not the way that works. That's a felony.
No, you can't do that. I'm sorry. I mean, I hate it.
Not only that, it's a firearms felony.
I'm sorry. Technically an adult. He was 18.
Oh, fuck no.
No.
I can't understand why they would let him out on bond.
That judge
needs to have his shit looked at because somebody paid him off or he's completely retarded.
Can you imagine?
That's attempted murder. They said he pulled out the gun and aimed it directly at a 15-year-old boy who he'd been fighting with. So
again, it was like the other kid. He thought about it.
Yeah, first degree attempted murder because that was premeditation.
So
no, he should have been without bond.
Can you imagine how all these kids in his school I bet they're terrified.
Yeah.
Shit, did I ever say anything to him that he'd be pissed at me?
Am I on his list?
Do I need to bring a gun for my protection from this fucking crazy fuck?
Shit. That's
what the fuck.
Yeah, no, he needs to. His sentence ought to be 4 counts of attempted first-degree murder,
And he needs to be in.
and he needs to be on
mandatory mental health facility. And not for like 5 minutes.
He ended up shooting a 15-year-old student who was in, I think they said critical condition, but I can't remember. And a teacher who